are live here at the NASREC studio where we bring you all the latest updates of the ANC policy conference and some interesting and engaging conversations with members of the ANC.
Well, it is day 4, as Matapela and Steph has rightly mentioned, and joining us in studio this morning is Minister Zwane, the Minister of Mineral Resources. A very good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
Our viewers, sir.
Your viewers, yes.
Well, just starting off, we've heard a lot the past 4 days about radical economic transformation. We've heard about ensuring participation in the economy, bringing together black businesses, women, trying to balance out the scale. But when these big businesses were presented with the mining charter, they reacted rather, differently to how we might have expected. How is the ANC going to successfully sell this theme of radical economic transformation, in light of the new mining charter?
Well, we are engaging with everybody, including business. We are expecting them to resist, of course, because their modus operandi is that of them making more money, whilst we want to share our economy to more people, Africans in particular, and blacks. And we are happy to hear that the commissions we have been to all are stating the fact that we are on the right direction. In fact, they are agreeing with us that we need just to implement. So we want to call upon people of South Africa, including even business, that it should not be business as usual after this policy conference, because we are very clear about what our people want, and we must start implementing.
Well, there has been people that have a negative outlook on the mining charter, and they're saying that it will have a negative impact on investments. Now, coming from your side, what do you have to say to those? And also, what impact do you think it will have on the investment sector for mining?
Well, we have met with a number of people, investors. We'll be going to Chile from the 10th of July. They are eagerly awaiting our arrival there. What they need is policy certainty, and we have given them policy certainty. The economy has started recovering on the side of the news of the mining charter. All can see. That's what people have asked, even the investors. So it will not be something that will be there forever. You'll remember when we gazetted the second mining charter, there was a negative effect, but the economy then went back to its normality. We are already at our normality with this charter. It's just that people are making noise as if this charter is way different than other charters. But it's not the case.
Now, just thinking about mining companies specifically in our country, a lot of the big mining companies are internationally owned. How can we get more locally owned mining companies to come up as well in the ranks and play almost at par with the international mining companies that are running in our country?
This mining charter is preparing our people practically, because we are saying in this mining charter, our people must be active on a day-to-day control of the mine, management, marketing, and so forth, so that they know they are not just shareholders who have never set their foot to the mine. We are saying all the new mines, prospecting rights, must go to black people. We are preparing for the future, where ownership in this country should actually be shared amongst the people of this country. That is what we are doing. We are starting next week to talk to those people, companies who are engaged in procurement, white companies. We are engaging with them to open up for blacks so that we don't have to go outside and engage outsiders. So we hope for cooperation, because we're not going to turn back. This is what the people want. We are going to engage, and we must find a common ground.
Well, Anglo Gold Ashanti came out saying that there will be job losses from their side. And there has been some talk saying that this stems from the new mining charter. Do you think it comes from the new mining charter being implemented? And of course, do you think there will be other instances like this, resistance against this new mining charter?
We met with them on Friday with my team. They explained that some of their mines are more than 50 years old. And they reminded us, even their names, West Deep Level Shaft Number 1, and so forth, which has just changed names to be Tautun and so forth. So some of the mines are nearing the end of their lifespan, but we have said to them, we want to be part and parcel of verifying the information you are giving us. We also want to ensure that together we implement our agreement that laying off people should be the last resort. So we are going to follow exactly those steps to try and protect jobs as much as we can. We'll also engage with other companies where there are spaces and see that our people do not just go home because we are a caring government, but we'll engage anybody who comes tomorrow, even if they want to react because of this charter. We will not allow it. If it's a reaction, we will go through the facts, verify. If it's not factual, we will not support it because we have Section 52 that needs government to be part of this process and verify, and then at the end agree with their Section 189. So we are going to follow those processes.
Now, in the event that you have indeed followed the processes, verified, and a mine has come to the end of its lifespan, you've tried to sort of redeploy some of the employees to other mines, the ones that do remain and really have to be let go as a last resort. Is there a way to have them reskilled so that they can be reabsorbed into the economy and not add to the unemployment figures or even the burden on the social grant system?
That is part and parcel of our agreement with them, that we need to reskill those we think, because of the situation, cannot be absorbed. That is why we are even engaging the Mining Qualification Authority to start looking at other avenues, because currently they only train people on mining-related kind of career. We say no. As some mines are reaching their end of lifespan, these people should be skilled in other fields. So we're taking that route also.
Well, taking a look at the youth and the community surrounding these mines, how will the new mining charter actually uplift the youth and the communities that are around these mines?
We were in Limpopo last Thursday. We met with the young people. We engaged them. They are clear what they want. They want to be part and parcel of the entrepreneurship. They want to be part and parcel of the community development. They also want to be part and parcel of the procurement. One young man gave us a story there that he's currently procuring from the mines, but he has to hire the equipment. Now the money he's making there goes to the equipment, to the white hands. That is why we're calling next week these white companies who are engaged and involved in procurement in our space to say, open up for females, open up for young people, open up for black people.
Now, just shifting our focus to the recent protests of the Imbizo, there were accusations of paid protests and also a note by Mr. Mabuza saying that protests are a reflection of the community's anger. Do you agree with those statements?
Well, in Limpopo, we had communities who were very, very angry. But what they did differently, they sat down, they engaged us thoroughly. We even, at the end of the Imbis, went to a mine where they were saying 1, 2, 3 has not been followed. And we corrected those things. Now, our people, the black people, the Africans, cannot be bought by 100 rand for their lives. They cannot be bought by food persons to disturb a meeting that is going to help them to move away from being consumers of food persons to being people who can self-sustain themselves. We want to call upon our communities to give us an opportunity to talk to them, differ with us where they differ with us, so that we learn from them. But if they are not going to listen, how are they going to benefit? Because they've been saying this government has been talking but not implementing. When we implement, let them come, let's implement together.
Now, also sticking with that topic of the Imbizo and Middelburg that was a bit disturbed, let's talk about those people in the Mpumalanga area that actually didn't get a chance to voice their opinions on the new mining charter because of the disturbance that happened there. Is there any chance maybe that you will engage with those people again, or maybe give an opportunity to them to come to another area to voice their opinions?
We're going back to the same area. We have agreed with the Premier. His views is that people should not disrupt government's work. And I agree with that view. So we're not going to punish the people around that area. We are going back to the same area as we promised the people there that we shall come back. We are going to commit to that, and the Premier has promised us that we'll make time and be there. Because we'll remember their only cry was that we just want our Premier to be here. So we said, no, you are reasonable. We will wait, and when the Premier is available, we'll go back.
It's now day 4 of the policy conference. Just talk us through some of the commissions that have taken place and how there are policies that you see will be looking good for your portfolio specifically.
Well, we are humbled by the fact that the commissions we were in, and we got a feedback from other comrades. The ANC is happy about what we are doing in the sector. They now want us to escalate and talk around the state-owned mining company, which we are doing. We'll unfold our activities around that area. They want us to be tougher in terms of issuing licenses and monitoring compliance, which we agree is what we are going to do. So, by and large, they say to us, well done, by being an example of the department that listens to what we say. And we happy. We are waiting a commission today on economic transformation. We will be participating. And once people have concluded and given us resolutions, we will go back and we will implement those resolutions. People of South Africa must then not turn and say this is the minister's view. We are just implementing the resolutions of the conference of the ANC, of which we are members and participants thereof.
Well, you have been closely associated with the reports, the allegations of state capture that has been going around, and the ANC does look like they want to actually address the state capture allegations. So how do you suggest that they do this?
Well, it's unfortunate that the South African media, majority of it, wants people of South Africa to be fed with perceptions, rumors, but not facts. We're very happy that ANC is taking a stance to deal with this matter of state capture in its holistic form, so that we deal with that, we close that chapter and concentrate on the issues that we need to do. Because my personal belief is that we will be sidestepped and sidetracked from our real work as ministers, as government, and entertain rumors every day of our life. Anybody who has evidence, let's deal with this matter and close it. We are not here to be a darling of everybody, including media. We are just here to come and implement what we need to do, and we will do that exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us in studio, Minister. We have received a signal that you have to dash off to other commissions this morning. That was the Minister Mosebenzi Zwane, the Minister of Mineral Resources, joining us here live from our studios at the Nasrec Expo Centre, south of Johannesburg, on day 4 of the ANC's policy conference. Just emphasizing that there are policies that are in place to make the mining charter work, and that there are negotiations, that job losses are the last resort completely. He's also mentioning that as South Africans, as the ANC comes out of this policy conference and comes actually to a conclusion on which policies to implement, the country should stand in support of the government in implementing all of these policies and not fight the transformation that they themselves have contributed in putting into place.
We're also waiting for our reporters to give us an update. As you know, we have our reporters on the ground ready to give us any updates that they can as to discussions that is happening here at Nasrec. We also know that President Jacob Zuma will have a walkabout at 11 a.m. and we will bring you those visuals live as well. Thank you for joining us here in Nasrec, and thank you for keeping with us here. We will still bring you live updates as the day continue and as the stories develop and as we know about the policies that are being discussed here at the ANC.